Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's Rooted Online. I wonder if you've ever said this. It's not fair. Well, this guy's been in the news this week. I don't know if you've been listening. He's been caught doing something that he's been telling other people not to do. And people have said, it's not fair. Maybe it's happened to you with a brother or sister. They've said something to you and they've got away with doing something. They've taken something of yours and maybe broken it. And you say to your parents, it's just not fair. We see it, don't we, when someone's caught doing something terrible. This lady mugged an elderly person in her home, stolen things, and we say, it's not fair. We might say it about even more big and serious things. The fact that Adolf Hitler never went to trial, never went to jail for what he did, but got away with it because he died. Well, we say it's not fair. And what do we want? Well, we want justice. I wonder if you've ever been past a court building and seen a statue like this. This is justice, a symbol of justice, and she's got a blindfold on. Because even when judges try and be fair, sometimes they can be influenced by the person's background or their beliefs or the person's skin colour. We say that real justice should be blind, it should be totally and completely fair. And that's what we really want, isn't it? Complete and fair justice. Well, we've been looking at the Bible's songbook, the Psalms, the idea of like a playlist that's been put together for God's people to listen to. And this week we're going to look at Psalm 8. Well, Psalm 8 talks about how incredible God is. It starts like this: I will praise you, Lord, with all my heart. I will tell about the wonderful things you've done. You make me happy, so I will rejoice in you. God Most High, I praise your name. Well, what is it that David, who wrote this psalm, so amazed with God about, that he loves him for? It's his justice. It says the Lord set up his throne to bring justice, and he will rule forever. He judges everyone on earth fairly. He judges all nations honestly. God is the perfect judge. He takes everything into account. Nothing gets past him, and he's never unfair, and he can't ever be bribed. We want justice, and God gives it. Well, later on in Psalm 8, it says these things. Listen to how good God is. Many people are suffering, crushed by the weight of their troubles, but the Lord is a refuge for them, a safe place they can run to. Lord, those who know your name come to you for protection, and when they come, you do not leave them without help. Sing praises to the Lord who sits as King in Zion. Tell the nations about the great things he has done. He punishes murderers and remembers those who are in need. When suffering people cry for help, he does not ignore them. Isn't that incredible that that's what God is like? He's a safe place for people. We often talk about a refuge as being a place where somebody can go who's been abused, maybe a woman running away from an abused husband. Well, God is a refuge for anyone who is in need. They can run to him and find somewhere safe to hide. God protects people, he gives them help, and he punishes those who deserve it. Well, how does this psalm end? Psalm 8 ends like this: Lord, get up and judge the nations. Don't let anyone think they can win against you. Teach them a lesson, Lord. Let them know they were only human. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? And we might be crying out for that too. God, judge people fairly and completely. But there is one little problem if we call out that message. Remember, justice is blind, it's totally fair, and we hope that we'll be able to get that for ourselves. But I wonder if you were judged on your own standards, how you would fare, let alone against God's standards. Imagine one of these things, a little dictaphone recording the things that you say about other people. They should, dot, dot, dot. People shouldn't, dot, dot, dot. I can't believe that they. Imagine if it took all those things that you say about how other people should be behaving, and it used those as your standard to be judged by. How would you fare? Would you be innocent or guilty just on your own standards? Well, imagine by God's standards where you might stand. We want to call out for justice, don't we, for other people and for ourselves, but what if we've done something wrong against the God of the universe? What if we are actually guilty? What does that mean for us when we call for God to judge? Well, the amazing news is something we saw last week. On the cross, Jesus deals completely with our sin. This is what it says in Colossians. Because we broke God's laws, we owed a debt that listed all the rules we failed to follow. But God forgave us of that debt. He took it away and nailed it to the cross. It's like there was a list of all the things that we owed God, and it was completely paid by Jesus in his blood on the cross. He paid the price that we don't have to. So now we're so glad that God is just, but also we're so glad He is merciful and kind to us. Isn't that great news and well worth singing about? Last week I challenged you to do some good from home, maybe to do something kind, a random act of kindness for somebody else in your house. Well, this week, as we've been looking for justice, I wonder if you can find a way to bring justice in your area. Maybe you could find a petition to sign that calls for something to happen to make something more fair. Maybe you could make sure that in your house things are fair in how you dish out the pudding after your meal, in how you share your sweets with your brother or sister, or maybe making sure that you don't get away with something that your brother or sister gets into trouble for. See if you can find a way to be more just and fair this week. Well, if you find a way of doing that, why not send me a message through the Rooted Tuesday Facebook page from your parents' account, or get them to email me so that we can share those things next week. And don't forget, every Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock, we have a Zoom meeting. Message me again on Facebook if you want to get on that and you're not yet. And check out the St Andrews YouTube page for more videos, challenges, and other things to watch along with. Otherwise, I'll see you again, same time next week.